Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Escaping Normality. This is episode 18, I believe. Okay, yeah, I think it's 18, and of course, I have my friend, my buddy. Say a few words, my friend.
Yo, what's good?
Okay, cool. Fashion Roadman on the podcast, the Fashion Archive, the legend. Okay, so I don't know how this came to my forefront, but I was probably on Instagram or something, right? And I
Yeah,
saw the Louis V 2054 collection, okay? And I'm
yeah.
seeing a lot of tech wear elements and stuff, okay? And that's what really was like, okay, I gotta say something about this, right? So
Yeah,
I think bringing tech wear to like the high fashion forefront is super dope to me because I love tech wear. I don't wear like any tech wear, but just the idea of tech wear for me is super dope. And when you talk about the forefront of high fashion, you think about, in my opinion, Louis Vuitton, because even before I was in the fashion, when I was like a kid, I knew what Louis Vuitton was, and to some extent, I knew what Gucci was. Like other things, not so much. Louis Vuitton, I know what
yeah,
the hell that is. You know what I mean? Like you just know
yeah,
what that is. So I think having something like techwear and you bring it to the, like I said, the forefront, super dope because now you have, because you always have people, let's say competitors or people trying to copy you. Maybe this sends a new trend. People gonna start copying techwear more. I don't know.
yeah.
What do you think about this?
So what I think is, first of all, this is going back to like Virgil Abloh being a marketing genius because techwear has always been big, but it was never really brought into the high sphere by like the major brands like
Right.
Dior, Louis Vuitton. This is the first time someone has actually done that. And remember when streetwear first started and the luxury brands were like, nah, streetwear, no, no, no. Now
Exactly.
all of them literally do that. So now we're seeing Virgil Abloh be the first person to kind of adopt techwear in a very high end way that
Mhm.
isn't like, let's say Moncler, because obviously Moncler is like a performance brand at
Right.
heart, or like brands like that. So yeah, I think it's really cool actually, and so that's really different coming from me, who normally just like bashes everything Virgil Abloh does.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like I've said before that Off White in general is really awful, but in terms of in terms of what Off White did and what now he's doing now at Louis Vuitton, that's extremely good thing. And just the actual basics of techwear, be have all pockets, the waterproof, all this other different type of stuff. It's just good in general to have on any clothing pieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And for him to bring it, like I said again, to the forefront, that's a great precedent to set for the rest of people who are going to be, consuming even just these pictures, just looking at the pictures, not even copying the pieces
yeah.
necessarily. You know what I mean? And so yeah, that's all I had to say about that. Just short and punchy about this. But you put me onto the well, I saw, but you put me more onto the pre-collection, the Louis Vuitton pre-collection, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really like that.
And I saw a couple of pieces on this like just online and whatnot. I was like, oh shit, like this is dope. This is some dope shit. So what you had to say on this?
Yeah, so obviously, once again, me being really critical about Virgil Abloh, obviously, if I see something that he does that I like, I'm going to be the first person to say it. So, yeah, this pre-collection like came out really recently, and some of the pieces are actually really nice.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is
Like,
a knit
and
right
they're
here.
quite original. Yeah, some of the pieces, like the accessories, a lot of the like these shearling jackets are really nice as well. So I was like, that's crazy because why the weirdest thing ever is for someone to prefer a pre-collection to a runway show.
Right.
Like that should never happen personally, but I'll take it. Because
It's
normally designers spend all their time on like the fall, winter, and
mm-hmm.
spring, summer shows, and then everything else is just to like keep the audience engaged,
Right,
keep the
right.
customers happy, stuff like that.
Yeah, I quite like. I said I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a couple of these things, and it immediately drew my eye, which is dope because when you have a Instagram feed that's all clothes and all type of logos or
Yeah,
whatnot, And this actually drew my eye more than anything else. I was just like, oh, I gotta stop and look at this. You know what I mean? That was super
Yeah.
cool to me. And I didn't notice anything too. Before when I was talking about the techwear thing, you know how he's bringing something new to light. I didn't see anything necessarily like new here. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but I
Yeah.
still think it's super dope. And you know he has this type of Virgil Abloh has this type of wave where he'll do something and it'll immediately start trends or start like a new wave, like
Oh
with
yeah,
you
100%.
know what I mean with like Pyrex. And as much as I hate Off White, the actual cultural shift that his influences make is remarkable, and
Exactly.
and
That's facts.
you know what I mean in a good way, especially with I hope the techwear thing takes off a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like people have been wearing it for years, but if you,
Yeah, the only thing about the techwear thing though, the
mm-hmm,
fact he called it 2054 is just like a bit corny. Like, because he was saying, "Oh, this is what clothing's gonna look like in 2054." It's just like, what is this guy talking about? But yeah, I do like the idea of the techwear though.
no, yeah, I thought it was super corny too. The only thing that yeah, I thought it was corny, but I had to give him some benefit of the doubt because he's like I think like 30 or something, you know, like how old
Yeah.
is he? Like 34, 38, something like that. So I was like age.
Yo, that is not even that old.
Okay,
Like, you can't give him a pass.
okay, but like as much as I love my mom, she's this age, and sometimes she'll say like my mom's super cool and all that, but sometimes she'll say like an old person thing. You know what I mean? Like she'll say like an old person thing, and I'll be like, what? Like what do you? What?
Oh my
You know
god, that's
basketball,
too
right?
funny. Yeah.
Shit, like for example, like Stephen Curry. I remember I was talking about basketball, and she was like, "Who's that? Stephon Marbury?" I'm like, "Ma, Stephon
Oh no.
Marbury hasn't been in the league for like 10 years."
I swear that guy went to like China.
I think so. I don't even know what
He
happened
was
to
in
that nigga.
China forever.
But like you know what I mean. He's kind of an older guy. He's out of it. You know what I mean. You got to give him some of the benefit of the doubt.
That's lovely out of the loop. I'm dead.
He's out of the loop. What can you do when you get that old? You're kind of out of the loop, I guess.
Yeah.
It
But I'm just
sucks.
thinking, going back to the fashion though,
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. Of course.
you know how, do you remember when Virgil Abloh took like a break because he said he was like working too much?
Yeah, yeah. I did see that actually.
Yeah, because it's a bit crazy now he's come back and all this stuff is coming out. It's like, did he really actually take a break?
Maybe he did take a break, and he's one of those people that even though they're on a break, they come back even stronger just to make up for what they did on the break.
Yeah.
I would do that a lot when I used to work a traditional job where I would, take a little bit of lunch break, I'd eat. And then when I come back from eating, I just fucking go crazy. You know what I mean? Because some
Yeah.
people just have that mind where they're just like, they don't want to stop no matter what. And when they
Yeah.
stop, it's like torture for them. And I guess that's kind of his mindset. Because I don't know if he still does this, but I remember at some point he was doing like DJ sets and designing and doing all this stuff. And he was constantly popping up at events and shows. Like that must be
Yeah.
taxing on
Coachella
your.
and shit like that.
Right. It must be super taxing on your body. And for you to even tax your body like that, you already have to have that mindset. So if
Bro,
he's
I don't even, how the hell does he have time to do, just like from my experience of working for fashion brands, creative directors do not have any time.
mm,
Like the fact he has time to literally, because they have to do everything. Like if anything goes wrong with the production, they have to.
right,
Anything goes wrong with the samples, they have to. Literally, it's just like constant. How he has time to leave all of that behind and go DJing means he must have some reliable people that work under him.
elaborate a little bit more on
Otherwise,
that. What and from your research, of course, what is all the encompassing work of being a creative director?
oh, there's just so much. So, right. So obviously, with brands, first of all, you have to. If you're gonna start a collection, the first thing you do is like you come up with the ideas for a collection. You like do some sketches,
Right.
whatever. Then you come up with what fabrics you want to actually use on
Mm-hmm.
the garments and what would actually work like realistically based on what you're trying to achieve. So
Right.
then sometimes, let's say you have a certain color in your head. When you get a sample made, it won't come out the right color. So then you're gonna have to keep fine tuning that until it
Right.
comes out
Right.
right. So like if it's like a deep green, but what you imagine in your head is like a lighter green, then you make it light green. Maybe that's not the right one. You keep doing it till it's the right color, and then that's when you get it like mass produced,
Mm.
so to speak. So there's stuff like that. But remember, that's for like every single piece. So if you
Right.
have like
Exactly.
a 60-piece collection, imagine all of them are like not the same material. So you're sourcing all these different materials. And also the another reason you need to stay on top of it is because you don't want to waste money, you have to order the amount of things you need. So like you're gonna order buttons for the garments, depending on what buttons you need,
Mm-hmm.
zips for the garments, depending on what zips you need, like fabrics. There's so much stuff, like even the trims you get. So creative directors, you have to constantly manage the stuff to make sure nothing goes wrong.
Every little
Or like,
tic tac,
yeah,
cross the T's, dot the I's, whatnot.
exactly. So you have to be on top of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So a big brand like Louis Vuitton, I just don't know how he has time to do anything
Yeah, for
else,
real,
honestly.
it's ridiculous. Now, if for those that don't know, my friend AO here has a YouTube called The Fashion Archive, where he constantly discusses interesting topics and whatnot. So, you've done a lot of the research. You know what I mean in
Yeah.
terms of what fashion brands are and all this other kind of stuff, right? Do you ever look at all that stuff and be like, I could probably do this. I could probably make that. You know what I mean? Do you ever feel like, oh, I could probably make my own brand and do this?
Do you know what it was? So before I started like working within the industry,
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely thought, like genuinely, this is just my arrogant stupidity. I genuinely thought, nah, like how can you like that looks basic. And then when I started working in fashion, I actually realized this stuff is so complicated.
Right.
Like the logistics in running a fashion brand and all this stuff is it's so difficult. It's made me want to like go away from wanting to be a fashion designer, but it also makes me appreciate what designers do
Have
more.
already done, right.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I feel like the more I work in fashion, the more I realize, oh yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. Even if the designs look basic,
Mm-hmm.
now I kind of have an understanding of everything it takes for it to get to that point.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah, because when when you're studying up on all this stuff and you're taking bits and pieces from everybody and seeing how it all constructs, the huge difference between just knowing what to do and then actually putting that into fruition is ridiculous. And
yeah,
like you just said yourself, like the difference between, oh, I can probably do that, I can probably create a direct or this and that, is ridiculous. So I wanted to ask you something else. We were talking about the techwear thing. Do you think there are any other styles that we can see incorporated into higher fashion?
Well, there's many styles. Like they always circulate. So techwear has always been a thing.
Right.
Like I brought up earlier, I brought up Moncler because
Mm-hmm.
obviously Moncler is a ski wear brand. There's
Right.
like been loads of brands like that, kind of Goose, um, all those kind of like performance brands that people have turned into kind of luxury fashion, but they're never really meant for that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's one thing. Then of course you've got different subcultures. You've got like the whole like e-boy thing now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's ridiculous that that there was like an e-boy like trend where people were doing the thing where they would, I would see a lot of this, especially they would take like a Nike, like a plain black or a gray Nike sweater, tuck it in their pants with the belt, all those chains, all those rings, right? And it was so ridiculous. But it's even taken a higher level. Like there's a new group of people who don't know about that trend and have started anew, but with even more rings and more chains, and it's ridiculous. If I had a video right now in front of me, I would put it up. But I was watching this one video. It was like the first day of school, and it was just like recording some kids who had dressed like that, and it was like way overkill. It was so ridiculous, and I was like, what? Where are these people coming from with it? They don't know that this is ridiculous. Like you gotta get with the times or ditch this or lose some rings or something. Stupid crazy. You know what I mean? Where do you think?
Yeah, but
Yeah, what's up?
yeah, that the Evo style, yeah, bro. Can't, I just can't stand. Like, it's not like I hate it because obviously style is different to
Right.
different people. Like, people perceive it differently, but just to me, I just find a hard time getting it.
I don't get it either. And what's funny about that is that it's like people who aren't into fashion think that's what fashion is.
Yeah, it's
I
painful.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of my friends that aren't into fashion have like posted like fits like that, like, oh, this is crazy, and I just like, oh, I don't want to be an elitist. You know how you get into like a fashion
Yeah, you
mindset.
don't want to be that prick.
You
You
don't want to
don't.
be an elitist, like, oh, that's awful, but like at the same time you're screaming. It's like, oh, that's so terrible. I don't even want to look at it. You get into that mindset. I'm telling you, especially when you gotta feel like this. I can't be the only person to feel like this. If you ever hung out with one of your friends that isn't in the clothes, and you just look at their fits like, damn, I'm really hanging out with this nigga, and he is the worst fit on the planet right now. Like,
You
I,
know what? I don't. I try to not think that way, but sometimes it's really hard. I think it's more because, like, when I wear stuff, I'm not wearing it to flex or
right,
to like
right.
show off or anything. It's literally just because I genuinely like it.
Mm-hmm.
And some of my friends wear designer to like
To
flex,
flex, yeah, yeah.
so it makes me cringe, like the way they behave when they dress certain ways.
Mm.
Like, I'm that guy. I'm like, I've got all this money. It's just a bit strange.
Yeah, it's weird because whenever like a person who's not into fashion gets like a Louis Vuitton piece or something like a belt or something like that, it's always like the post on the Instagram or on the Snapchat story, and it's like it's such a stark difference between somebody who's actually into clothes and stuff because we don't post. I don't post every single piece. I don't think I've posted a piece I've gotten in a ton of time. Like you just don't do that. Like if I'm sitting here taking a picture of every single little piece that I get, we'd be here all day.
Bro, oh my god! Now that you bring that up, let me tell you a funny comment I
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
on YouTube all the time. So
Right.
people are always like, "Oh, bro, you talk about fashion so much, you're so critical." Yeah, I go to your Instagram
Oh
and like your
God.
style is dead, and I'm like, bro, there's like what five pictures on my Instagram. Do you think my whole style is my Instagram?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I find it hilarious though. Like, it's that same reasoning that I don't feel the need to prove to anyone
Mm-hmm.
like how I dress or whatever. I just wear it for me. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for Instagram.
Your
But
entire identity
I
has
do
to be
my
on
recent
Instagram.
pickups though. I think I do post them on the Discord, but that's it.
Yeah, the Discord. If you want to join our Discord, there'll be a link in the description where you just talk about fashion and stuff. The Discord, like that's different. You know, we're all like-minded people. We're just like, oh, look what I copped the other day. Like when I put those pants in there, 1997, Come
Yeah.
Nigga song, and we had a whole discussion about it. It's just cool like that. But for other people, if I put that on my Snapchat story, I'll get maybe like 10 people replying to that. But everyone else is like, "What the hell is that?" Like, you don't know. You know what I mean? They don't care. What do they care? It doesn't even matter. It's
Yeah, that's facts.
such a weird, stark difference that people just don't even. They're too caught up in trying to flex, like you were saying before, that they don't really even think about how other people are perceiving. Like, okay, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's good for you, bro. I had this when I used to work at the sneaker store. I had when I way back when I was an intern. I had my friend with me, and I love my homie, of course. But he would try on every single pair of sneakers that we got. Like, any size, any shoe that was a size 11 in his size, he would try it on. It doesn't even matter how disgusting the shoe is. He's like, oh, let me try this shit on. Let me take a picture in this shoe. Like, let me just try
Oh
this shit on. Like
man.
every single pair. And I was like, oh
Please don't tell
my.
me it's for Instagram.
No, no. At least was
Uh,
not for
uh,
Instagram. Yeah, yeah. He never posted it like on Instagram or something like that. But it was just funny. Like, it's like, oh, these are the new releases. Gotta try these on real quick and see how they fit on me. I'm not gonna buy them. I just need to see how they fit.
so what exactly is the point of that?
I don't know. Well, to be fair, I've tried on something that I'm not gonna buy right then. I've done that.
Seriously. Okay, no, I try stuff on if I know I'm gonna buy it later, but
Well,
like if
yeah.
I don't have any intentions, then yeah, just don't bother.
What if you're thinking about buying it and you're not 100, like, let's say you're not
Oh
a
yeah, then definitely try it on. Like
right.
definitely.
No, 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 not even
Because
for
some
size. Like just in general, just like I might buy this, but I also might not. Do you ever try? Because I've tried like the Louis Vuitton sneakers. I don't know what they're actually calling them. You know those ones that
what the basketball ones I think
yeah,
they're
yeah,
called.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I tried those on and I didn't necessarily. I felt like a douche, but I didn't necessarily have the intention of buying them, which they're still like on like my wish list or whatever, like something on Cobb later. But like, I didn't necessarily have the intention of buying them. But then again, I didn't try on 50 pairs. I just tried on the one pair, see how it fit. It's like, all right, peace out. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I've tried what's it called? You go to certain stores in New York City like Tokyo 7. There's like a bunch of archive stuff and all this other kind of crap that you can try on to see if that look good. I seen one dude that was in there with one of my friends, and I saw one dude in there like try on different fits, and the entirety of the fits were from their selection. So he was not shopping by the piece or the item. He was taking entire fits with him into the changing room, changing them on. I presume taking pictures or looking at himself, going back out, trying another fit on. Like it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're holding up the. First of all, you're holding up the line. You're holding up people that want to use the changing room for something else. And nigga, you don't need to take all these pictures for Instagram. Like you can relax, bro.
Bro, I think now people take fashion way too seriously.
Mm.
Like obviously you can respect it or whatever, but like in terms of people just want to show that they're so stylish and then they also like feel like they have something to prove. So that's why a lot of people do stuff like that, take
Mhm.
pictures. You know, there's like generic mirror pictures and then post them on Instagram like,
Right,
oh,
right.
dripping in my Rick today or something like that.
And it's such
Like,
a weird thing because in other hobbies, people like it seems like people don't forget to have fun in other hobbies. Like if you're a fan of like video gaming, people don't forget to have fun. In fashion, you see like a lot of people that like are forgetting to like have the fun with your hobby.
bro, it's so true. Like, okay, go into my
Yep.
into like my Instagram account, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because I'm literally just like making fun of fashion all the time. Like, if you go, wait, scroll up.
Up, up, up.
So you see where I'm wearing that apron?
Yeah,
Read the
yeah.
caption to that picture.
Dude, I love this. Channeling my inner, I love this picture. Channeling inner chef. You look like some buff brolic chef that's about to fuck someone up. I
But bro,
was,
it's because people take it too seriously.
yeah,
It's
for
like it's
real.
not that serious. It
I
really isn't that deep.
like a bunch of my captions now are just like some joke captions. Like I think my last caption had like Popeyes in it or some shit. Yeah, like you already know I got that chicken sandwich because like the Popeyes is in the back. Like it's just funny shit. Talked about this a bit with YOLO. He runs high fashion talk. I talked about him about like the social scene of fashion week. It was called the episode of the podcast,
Yeah,
and I was there with like a sizable group of friends, and there was a ton of people just alone walking around during Fashion Week, and these people didn't look like they were having any fun. Like we were waiting online to get into the excuse me, the what show was it? The Diesel, a Cold Wall show,
yeah,
and there was tons of people like online by themselves. I guess they didn't have an invite, so they were trying to get in by themselves. You know, if you have one person, you can kind of finesse your way in. But
yeah.
not only that, but they were super like trying to do the fashion walk, trying to have like a fashion face, trying to look super serious and look mature. Trying, you know what I mean? It's just so much that they're trying to do instead of just like relaxing and having fun. Like me and my friends are in the front waiting to get in. We're just cracking jokes, like having fun and shit. Like nobody else is having fun. They're just sitting there like it looked like they're bored out of their minds or by themselves. Like what's the point then? If you're going there without any friends, what the hell's the point?
Bro, I'm actually with you because like even like when I go to London Fashion Week,
Mm-hmm.
like the last two ones I've been to anyway, people take it so seriously.
Yes.
Like I understand like okay, at a show you can't disrespect the show, so you can't just start making noise, obviously, because
Right.
like
Well, I didn't
it's
mean
like
in
a
the actual.
presentation.
I didn't mean
Yeah,
in the
but like
actual show, but yeah,
outside,
yeah, yeah.
everyone's just acting like they're just full of it, and like everyone's
Right.
just acting like, oh, I'm above life, and they're just staying on their own, like making this angry face. I don't know what all of that is about.
Mm-hmm. I
I
always
just
try
don't.
to.
I don't get it. I don't think I ever understand that whole
Yeah, I'll never
fashion
understand
week
that.
demeanor type thing.
And I always try to incorporate people into my fun. Like, I don't know why. Like, I always try to do this shit. Like, there was a dude in front of us. I just started talking to that nigga too. Like, hey, what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just try to have some fun. Like, if you just look so
Yeah,
miserable, like, you do not have to look that miserable. You're about to go into a nice fashion show. Coldwell's pretty cool. You got some nice shows. You got to go into a show. Have some fun. It's not that. You know what I
did I
mean?
tell you what happened to me?
No, what happened?
There's this guy. Oh, I can't really out him like that because I can't remember his Instagram. But basically, this guy's like an influencer on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. But he followed me. I don't know if he still follows me. But anyway,
Uh-oh.
um, basically, he saw me at Fashion Week.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh, bro, I saw you today. Like, you could have just come and said hi." And then I messaged him back. I was like, "Bro, like, I know how Fashion Week works. Like, everyone just thinks they're like they're the shit. So I'm not gonna talk to anyone
Yeah,
and
yeah,
get
yeah.
blanked."
Right,
So
right.
he was like, no, bro. Like, come say hi to me when you see me tomorrow. Like, whatever shows we go to.
Mm-hmm.
And I fully saw this guy, and I was like, yo, what's up? And he fully looked at me and just like blanked me. I was like, wait. I was like, this guy literally messaged me. I didn't
Right,
message
right,
him. He messaged
right,
me
right.
telling me, oh, next time say hi. And then I say hi, and he blanks me. I was like, so what was the point of that?
Ugh, so obnoxious.
Like, what is he trying to prove?
Yeah, and it's so like I don't get that. You just have some fun, relax. Be a people person first. Be a people person first. Be a fashionista dude after. I don't know.
Fashionista guy.
Fashionista dude. I don't know. Whatever. Be a fashionista dude after. Uh, yeah, cause what's it called? Fuck. Yeah, I have a similar kind of story, but obviously I'm not gonna drop names, but
Yeah.
so there was, I think it was Fashion Week in February, January, I can't remember. And I'm chilling with my friends, and they have a pretty big following. Bror and my friend Chris want to go to Paris, right? And there's this influencer that was trying to hang out with us the entire time, and I've seen him before, and I've kind of chatted with him a little bit, and it was to a point where like it didn't feel like felt like talking to me. So like, all right, like that's fine. Like nobody has to like
Yeah.
I'm not demanding people to talk to me. That's whatever. Like you the nigga doesn't have to talk to me. So come that fashion week, I'm chilling with them, and of course here he comes out the woodworks. Like he's chilling, and now all of a sudden I'm a bro and shit. Like all of a sudden, and then what's it called? He one time he was like, "Oh, I miss you guys so much" or some shit. I'm like, "Nigga, what?" It just was fucking weird. Like, and I want to tell something specific, but if I say specifically, like it'll be very obvious who it is. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you after. But if I go into specific, it'll be very obvious who it was because there's a very like specific incident that was like very telling of this person's personality. But never move past that. Definitely gonna move past that. I wanna I really want to make some pieces my own. You know what I mean? Like that would be really cool
Yeah.
for me. Because the ultimate pull for me in fashion is unique pieces and the construction, so to speak, of a cool outfit. Because I remember I got to a certain point when I was really into sneakers before I really got into fashion, where people were I was getting impressed, like when I was first getting into it, I was really impressed by high
Yeah.
price sneakers, right? And it
Yeah.
got to a point where I was going to sneaker shows and I was seeing these shoes all the time, and it was like a drawback. I'm like, okay, well, now I'm starting to think about it. As long as I have the money, I can get any of these shoes I want. But if you can make a good outfit, that's so much more telling than me than what you actually have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
Cause you get to a point where you see like, okay, I've seen this before. Okay, I've seen that before. Like, but nigga, Can you make a piece by yourself? Can you construct some kind of a piece? Which I can't, but you know what I mean. Like the questions start
Yeah.
ringing in your head. Can you do this by yourself? Can you actually make something dope without without you just having to draw in eyeballs? You know what I mean?
Draw at nightfall.
You have weird terminology.
But yeah, I totally agree though. But yeah, making clothes is just it's different.
That's got to be the
Well,
next
good
level.
good clothes. Obviously, not if you want to make a t-shirt, that's like basic.
Yeah,
But
you can
like
get a heat press. Be that shit
making
in 2 days.
something because the consideration, like okay, good examples.
Mhm.
So where I work, like bear in mind, so my boss, the creative director of the brand I work for, she used to work at Alexander McQueen, and she's also worked at Oswald Boateng, like
Mhm.
this tailor. Um, so she's really good at patterns, and even for her, so when she draws sketches, sometimes her designs might be like really abstract,
Right.
and that's like the most difficult thing to do because when you have a garment that isn't, let's say, generic, the
Mhm.
shape is like really weird. It takes so long trying to figure out a material that would actually work
Right.
in a way where the places that you need to hold properly and don't just like flap so that a garment still looks structured
Mhm.
even with the weird shape or whatever shape it is. And that's where it gets really, really complicated. And you have to like keep making samples and seeing how it fits on a body. Does it actually work? Like, oh yeah, it's a good idea, but can it work practically?
Right. And then even on a more basic level, like manufacturing, who you got to talk to actual manufacture your stuff, and then that's
Yeah,
also a big thing
who
for me.
has the skills to even manufacture that in
Right.
the first place?
Exactly. And that's my problem because I have so many ideas that like it's just like like not even for like an actual fashion brand, although maybe one day, but like just some cool ass ideas like oh what if I did this, you know what I mean? But I don't have. First of all, I don't have the skill set of manufacturing in the slightest. If I sew something, I'll probably sew my hand to my leg by accident. Like I'm really bad at that. I can't cut that well. I can't even cut a straight line on a piece of paper half the time. Like I would need someone to help me with manufacturing. 100% sure. Cause I've seen some dudes who are really actually good with like sewing and kind of putting stuff together, like on their own. Obviously, not with a brand or have a
Yeah.
huge, you know what I mean, thing going on. But yeah, that's one of the things I would love to learn about and try to get into for one. And do you know what Final Fantasy is?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Is it a mainstream thing now?
Well, bro, I know Final Fantasy from a long time ago.
What?
I don't think it's a now thing.
How do you know? For how did you? But I mean, like, is it a mainstream thing?
Well, when I was young, I thought it was.
Oh, it's weird because
Yeah, it kind of was.
that's weird because when I was like growing up, it used to be this is my favorite shit ever. But people didn't know what it was. But maybe that's just where.
Really?
Yeah, people did not know what it was. I'd be like, you know, when you were younger and you talk about video games and stuff like with your
Yeah.
homies, I'd be like, yeah, Final Fantasy. Well, not that voice, but I'd be like, yeah,
No,
yeah,
maybe it was
Final
bigger in
Fantasy.
London then.
Yeah,
Because, yeah, we
maybe.
definitely know what Final Fantasy is.
I don't know. They have the fucking dopest clothes, my nigga. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Like, if I can make some, like,
No, I'm going to have to Google this. Final Fantasy.
I got you. Like, like if I could make some clothes based on a Final Fantasy character, please, nigga, I'd be killing the game. Look at this fit. Tell me that shit isn't fire.
Now that you say it, though, that does look quite cool. That looks really tech-weary.
Right? Tell me that shit isn't cool. That shit is fucking cool, my nigga. Like, if I can make some shit like that, please, I work that shit every day. Or, like, that shit is dope. Tell me this shit ain't dope, my nigga.
To be fair, that's actually hard.
Thank
That's
you.
actually hard.
Thank you. If I can make some clothes inspired off that, nigga, I'd be so happy. I wear that shit every day. Maybe not this, because I'm freezing my ass off right now in New York, but you get the idea. Like, shit be cold. That shit be cold. I should make a.
Yo, they actually make some really cool clothes.
Did
That's actually quite
you
sick.
just looked up Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you that their art design is impeccable. People
Like, seriously, I'm wondering who does it now.
I don't know. Yeah, for the most part, it's like the same from the first game up to like the 10th game. It's pretty much the same people working on it, and then I think they after that they kind of switched it up. But
Because
it,
they clearly have a fashion eye to like
that's what I'm
put them in
saying,
clothes like that.
right? Like no shtick aside, like it's actually really well designed. That shit is cool. What are you
Yeah,
looking at right now?
100%. Still just Final Fantasy, like just images
Yeah,
in
I'm saying,
general.
are you looking at a specific like character or?
Now I'm looking at this girl. I don't know what her name is,
Yeah,
but
I don't know
like
if the
she's
names
holding
pop
some
up.
big gun.
Yeah, I know all the names and shit. Like I'm such a fucking nerd on this shit.
But yeah, bro, why do you think we don't know what Final Fantasy is? Like, I used to play that. I used to play. Have you heard of Bayonetta or
Yeah,
Bayonetta? I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's called.
Bayonetta's my
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
I
yeah,
fuck with
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bayonetta.
Like those type of games. Those
Oh,
games are hard.
look at this! Look at this fucking shit. Tell me that shit isn't cool.
Yeah, that jacket is actually so cool.
That's what I'm
Do you know
saying.
what it is? I never look at like video game characters and anime characters for fashion, but maybe I should now.
I don't. I don't necessarily look at maybe anime character. Maybe there are some anime characters that have some cool ass clothes and shit. But like you get into such a certain fashion mindset like I do when you're just playing something or looking at something, then you're just like, oh, that shit's cool. Like to actually wear, like, oh, that's cool. Like that's cool. That's cool. I would rock that. You know what I mean? Like just looking at stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you're a sneakerhead and you're just walking around and you just spot a cool pair of sneakers, like you just pick it up automatically. Like it's just one of those things. When you're looking for it, excuse me, when you're looking for it, it becomes somewhat more apparent to you. At least that's how it feels to me when I see cool shit like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you, I would love to. Do you think a fashion video game would ever work?
Nah, no, 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 no. What the hell they put? It'll be like, do you know those internet games that girls used to play where you could like dress up your Barbie doll? That's literally as far as like fashion video games can go.
Yeah,
What else can you do with fashion in a
yeah,
video
I
game?
know.
It's not gonna work.
That's my dilemma because I was like, I really wanted to get this. There's this guy on YouTube called Joseph Anderson, and he analyzes like video games like all the time, right? I was trying to get someone
Yeah.
like him on my podcast, and really sit here and try to have a discussion about like what a fashion video game, like for real, what a fashion video game could really be. Because at the fundamental level, what the hell else can you do with clothes in a video game? You know, you wear them.
Yeah, that's all it would be. Just dress up your Barbie doll.
But
Or
maybe
maybe they might bring some more interesting people like dress up ASAP. That's how, yeah.
dress up ASAP Rocky for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's just
And,
like
no, but like, okay, how about this? Okay, what if? See, yeah, I don't know. What if it was secondary though? So like the main game was like you're a superhero or some stupid shit. I don't know what people want to play these days. Like if you're a superhero, right? And like the second biggest focus of the game was what cool ass clothes you could wear, right?
yeah.
And the clothes had like different attributes on it, like +1 strength or some stupid shit.
That would be cool. I think the game that would work best for is Sims. Because if
Sims.
they like, yeah, because if they advance Sims to like a crazy level where like in Sims you could literally go to Selfridges and like all the stuff that you normally find in Selfridges in the Sims game you can find it too.
Yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do in
And like
Sims though? You build a
and like
family?
you could no you could wear it like all those clothes. Because Sims is like one of those type of games, isn't it, where you just like build a character and like do stuff.
Yeah, but I
So they
mean
could integrate a lot of fashion into that.
they could, but I mean something actually like fun, like something that like something that actually like some action type shit. I don't know,
Yeah, but
something that
it just won't
engages you
work
more.
with fashion.
I don't know. I know. I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to figure
The
out a way.
act of dressing up is not that exciting to play as a game.
Yeah, you could dress up in the first part of the game, but then go fight crime in the second part of the game. That's the game.
Yeah.
And depending on how cool you look, niggas in the street would be like, "Oh, that nigga look cool right there. You look cool," and they'll give you style points or some shit. Like you'll get style points.
Bro, if you if you wear avant-garde clothes, you're gonna get stabbed. They're gonna think you're gay or something. Bro, you should see me when I'm on the train and I wear anything
Oh,
remotely
oh
different.
yeah.
Bro, people look at me like I am crazy. It's hilarious.
I live in like a rich white neighborhood with a bunch of you know what I mean, like types of people like
Yeah.
that. So whenever I go on the train, people are like, "What the fuck is going on? Like, what is he wearing?" Like, if I'm not, like, if I'm wearing something like a peacoat and black pants, they'd be like, "All right, whatever." But like, if I'm wearing anything like remotely different, they'd be like, "Yo, what the?" They're, like staring at me, like straight staring at me. Like these pants, for example, people are staring at me. Like people stare at me because of my hair too, but still, like this. Oh my god, this outfit, people would not stop looking at me. I went on the train. No, I was standing waiting for the train, and I noticed this like family like staring at me. I'm like, nigga, I can see you out of the corner of my eye looking at me. Like it's not like. And then I have to walk on the train, look for a seat. People are looking at me, like staring up at me. I'm like, dude, I see you guys too. Like it's ridiculous. And then once you get to New York City, people don't care. People don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's what's weird. Like, because obviously, I live like the southeastern part of like London, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a bit more like I won't say hood because like London, there's not really hoods, but
Right.
there's just like pockets of places everywhere. But basically, it's not a fashion forward place. If we're looking at London, like where's the most fashion? Southeast is like not a candidate.
Yeah, it's not
So on
not
my
for where I
way,
live
me
either.
leaving my house
Uh huh.
all the way to like the train station, being on the train
Right.
is so jarring. Everyone's just looking at me. But I think the only difference is because I have friends who dress similar to me and they
Mm-hmm.
get like stoned and stuff, and like
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
people
whoa, whoa,
actually
whoa,
do
whoa, whoa!
stuff to them.
What? They get stoned? What do you mean you get stoned?
Yeah, literally, people throw stuff at them.
What day and age are we in? There people are getting stoned.
Yeah, because just homophobic people. I know it's crazy.
Yeah, I wish someone.
And what's funny is my friend, like, not there's anything wrong with like what I don't know being gay or whatever, but my friend who gets stoned,
Mm-hmm.
he's like literally straight anyway, but they just assume he's gay because of
Right.
the way he dresses,
I
and then
wish.
he gets all that stuff because of that.
I wish I was gay and some nigga tried to throw a stone. Man, I'd beat the fuck out of them. Some bullshit. Try
That's
to.
what I'm saying. So I feel like it's because I don't. I like when I used to care. I guess I looked a bit uncomfortable. Now I actually don't care
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You get
So
to a
I
certain
think people
point.
don't even sense any uncomfortability or fear
Right,
within
right,
me.
right.
So that's probably why people don't feel the need to do stuff like
Yeah, I would. You know, I wish I wait for the day that someone tries me on anything. I'd beat that ass. And some judo. I hit a judo kick to the head or some stupid shit like some crazy shit. You know what's weird about judo kicks to the head? I have for some reason I have mad dreams about beating niggas up. Like I just have OD dreams about like you know like kung fu movies where they take on like 50 dudes at once. I have so many dreams like that where I just take on like 60 dudes and I'm fucking them up with karate moves.
this guy thinks he's Jet Li. Oh my days.
I swear to God, I have like one dream a night where I'm just beating people up. Like it's
Bro, those movies, those Chinese movies never make sense.
dude, those
Like,
shits is
how
so
can
lit though.
one guy beat up like 80 people?
That shit, I
And what's
love
funny
those
is they
movies.
they all come to him like one by one. It doesn't make any sense.
You know what else I
Like in
love?
real life, you would get rushed.
You know what else I love? Like samurai movies where they cut people up in half and shit. Like they just, I'm just like, I want to make a movie about a half black, half Japanese geisha, and in the night she's a samurai. She fucks dude up left and right. Like she's slicing niggas up. Like that shit would be dope, right? Would that not be a dope ass movie?
Oh my gosh, bro, you are crazy.
I gotta think of a name for that shit though.
This guy thinks he's Jet Li. What's he done?
That'd be a dope movie. Would that not be a dope movie? Or she's like soft and submissive during the day. She's like, oh, you know, whatever, just does her job. There's a geisha. And then at nighttime, like she's taking on like head samurais and beating them up and shit, beating niggas up. Like that shit is dope to me. I don't care what it was. That shit's crazy to me. What
No, that's hilarious.
if that was a video game and depending on what you wear. No, I guess that wouldn't really make much sense, huh?
Bro, I'm telling you, you can't. There's no, from what I'm thinking of, there's no good way to make fashion into a video game.
I will
Like,
find a
there's just
way.
none.
One day I will find a way. Speaking of fashion in video games, do you know like GTA has like actual like cool clothes in it? Like somebody who works at GTA really loves clothes.
Seriously, because I haven't played GTA since
I started GTA
a long
5.
time ago.
Like I'm telling you, GTA 5, if you go on there, there's a bunch of like obviously like they can't be the same brands, but they basically
Yeah.
take over different brands like Dior and whatnot, and they have like actual cool pieces in GTA. And obviously they can't name
Damn.
it the same,
Yeah,
whatever. But
obviously copyright.
right. But it's super dope. Like they have some cool ass pieces, and you could somebody over there definitely loves fashion. Like there's so much cool shit in that game. I'm telling you.
That's dope.
You
I
have to
might
check it
actually
out.
look into that.
Or if anything, I'll just show you. I'll just send some screenshots to you or some shit like. Mad
Yeah, that would
Dior,
be dope.
like all those high fashion brands, Dior, like Prada's in there. I think Louis Vuitton, Gucci, definitely. But it's all cool shit. Like, it's fucking dope. They do a good job over there.
Yeah.
I need to see.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yo,
Has
what's up?
anyone asked? Because I want to know, what is your opinion on all the collabs that has been going on? Let's say this year.
Mm.
Like, let's do a recap of a lot of the collabs. So there was, first of all, there's the Valentino Undercover one
Mm-hmm.
a while ago. What did you think of that
I'm
one?
gonna pull that up real quick. Collaboration? Oh, well, this is no. Okay.
Yeah, that
So
one.
before I even start on this specific one, but I think collaborations are super cool. Like just the thought. Like if you really think about it, any type of collaboration where you just have two people or two brands or two anything, you know what I mean, at like
Yeah.
at different ends of the spectrum, and they come together with some type of understanding where they could really do something cool together. That's such a great idea. We should, we should love that. But
Yeah.
the precedent that's been set with like other collabs is just like so bad, and it sucks. This collab, not I was talking about this collab. This collab is dope. I fuck with it. I really like the. I seen this before. I really like this piece. I was like, it looks like my friend. But my only problem is like I can't afford out of this shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, bro. This is expensive.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's like Undercover and Valentino prices
Right.
doubled.
Exactly. Like this shit is so expensive. I can't even cop that. But like,
Like, they literally added their prices together to the price of these pieces.
but yeah, I fuck with it. I didn't think it was necessarily like it wasn't crazy cool to me. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved it and it was cool, but it wasn't anything like that was like super crazy for me. Like, this is probably the best thing that came out of it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, collabs in general, you know what I mean. You should really we should advocate more for certain collabs. But as we all know,
Good collabs, though.
right, good collabs. But as we all know, with a couple collabs that came out recently, she's like, oh,
Oh
they
yeah,
just
let's talk about that. So Prada, Adidas. Think about that.
so I just did a video on this specifically. So but I'll still go into some depth. Like it's such a bizarre thing for one, because you think about Adidas, right? And you think about the Superstar, it's the most classic shoe, right? They did
Yeah.
not need Prada to put premium materials on this stupid ass shoe. And you know what I mean? Like, they don't need them to do that. And for two, why the Superstar? Like, the simplicity of the Superstar only draws to the fact of how stupid it looks. You know what I mean? If they had some other Adidas silhouette, they could have like done something. But this
Yeah.
is like the silhouette by itself is already so basic that this just makes it look even more basic somehow. They added more to it. It looks like they added less. They look like they deconstructed it for some godforsaken reason. The bag is alright, whatever. But then you come down to the price point,
Yeah, that was
$2,700.
just that was insane. But that's for the bundle though, the shoes and
Right.
the bag. But still.
Gives a fuck. I don't give a
But
fuck.
to be fair though, the reason why I didn't like it was not even just because it's a superstar, because like if you look up the Rick Owens superstars or like the Yoji superstars, you'll see when they collab, they actually put in work.
Right.
Like they change the silhouette, so look, they look like Rick's normal shoes, but obviously with the superstar front. And then there's another one. The sole's like really big. I think if you go one down, and no, go up, go up, go up. Yeah, can you see it? The one with the big sole.
This one?
No.
I'm crazy. Where?
It's literally there. So down a bit.
Okay. Oh, right here.
Yeah, there.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay,
Those
boom,
ones.
boom, boom.
Those are some other superstars that Rick made. So you can see like he changed the silhouette,
Right.
and it looks very Rick, like those shoes.
Yes, exactly.
Like I would definitely wear those.
The best of both worlds. The best worlds. Yeah, like you take what is cool over here, you take what's cool over here, you combine them in a coherent way. Boom, you get something cool.
Yeah, that's the point of collab. So
Exactly.
to just slap a logo on a shoe, and people genuinely were like, "Oh no, but it's fine because, they're trying to make it like seem like it is more than it is." They're like, "Oh well, this is a premium classic from
Yeah.
Adidas, and then the bowling bag is premium classic Prada." Then you just add the logos on, really.
So stupid. I saw that argument too, where it was like, well, the bag is there too, so nigga, okay. If I want a Prada bag, I'll go to the Prada store and get a Prada bag, and then I gotta pay for the superstars. It's stupid. It's not even like a cool bag. You know what I mean?
It's executed so badly it looks fake.
Yeah.
It looks like, when you go to those like market stores in like Africa or Asia, and they've added some designer prints to like a superstar.
Yeah.
Like that's literally what it looks like.
Yeah. It's so bad. It's a lot. There was like a revolution on Instagram where people were just slapping anything on like an Air Force One. You definitely have seen that, right?
Bro, oh my god. Do you know what? Now that you brought that up, so you see the new Dior
Jordan ones.
Jordan collab.
Yeah.
The Jordan ones. What do you think about that?
So I talked about this a little bit, and my thing is that the design is, I would say, I have conflicting feelings on this because the design is not that lazy. I'll be honest. I don't think it's lazy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just like, what more could they have done with a Jordan 1, right? So that's right off the rip. That's my thing. The problem more so than anything is the price point. It's like $2 or something like that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. What do they make it with? Are they on that premium leather thing as well?
I don't know, but yeah, even if they are, let's say they are, the Off-White ones were made with better materials than the regular Jordan ones, but they were the same retail.
Yeah.
I think they were maybe maybe a couple bucks more, but the retail was not this astronomical number like it reached one with these, which is ridiculous, because the shoe by itself, if you don't know the market on sneakers nowadays, as I do, if you took off the Dior stuff, this would sit on shelves. I guarantee it. This would sit on shelves because I've seen shit like this sit on shelves.
Yeah.
There was a point in like, I'd say like 2016 where the sneaker culture shifted, and we were seeing Jordans on sneakers. If you don't know, previous to that, that was like a rare thing. Jordans never sat. Jordans never popped off the shelves. Now they sit.
Yeah.
This would sit. I don't care what anyone says. You take off the Dior, Air Jordan here, whatever. Like if you just took out the Dior print here and maybe just kept the color in there, this would sit on shelves. It's not that cool. Like it's fine for a design, but for you to ask $2,000 for these, not even change the silhouette like the Off-White ones. I think the Off-White ones, they switch the silhouette a little bit. I think the tongue is a little bit bigger. This, that, and the other. This is awful.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, see, I don't like it for many reasons, but one of the reasons is obviously it's nowhere close to as bad as the Adidas Superstar one. That was just terrible.
Yeah,
that's insanely terrible.
So awful.
But this one, it's first of all the swoosh, the color of the swoosh is so off from the rest of the shoe.
Yeah, it was off-putting.
It doesn't even look right. Like it just looks so off.
It's really
And then
weird.
on top of that, it reminds me, you know, when people used to do the Air Force One and they would remove the swoosh and then put like a print, like a
Yeah.
Dior
Yeah,
print or a
yeah,
Louis.
yeah.
The first time I
Dude,
one.
the first time I saw it, I thought it was I thought it, not collab. I thought it was a custom as well.
Yeah, exactly. They look like customs.
I put it up on my Instagram and I was like, what do people think? Some people said the same thing. They were like, oh, I thought it was a collab when it first came out. I thought it was a collab. I was like, yeah, I thought it was a collab. And then I saw the soles and I was like, I mean, collab, custom. Then I saw the soles. I was like, well, they put in a lot of effort. I was like, wait, I'm a dumb nigga. This is an actual thing. This is not a custom. This is a real thing. What the fuck? I'm like, I don't want.
I feel like they could have, if they wanted to use a Dior print, they could have put it at so many different places apart from the swoosh.
They could have done
It just
something.
looks so off.
Yeah, you know what they could have
Like
done?
maybe the tongue, just put the Dior print there.
They
Like
do
just not.
actually, which I said was cool.
Do they actually?
If you look really, really close, I thought that was like the only like really, really cool thing about it is that there actually is a Dior print. And if you look really close,
Really?
there's
There's a Dior print.
yeah, it's just really faint. Like that was
Damn.
actually really dope to me. Like that was like okay, that's really cool. But like other than that,
That's crazy. Yeah, because I wanted them to do that. Like just the subtle
it's
like
super subtle.
things.
If you can't like you could barely tell if you look really close, you can see it.
Like the shoes that scream, I'm wearing Dior.
Right, right. No,
And the colors, like no one can convince me that actually those shoes because the colors are so off.
yeah, the colors are so. It's such a bizarre.
Just look at the swoosh and then look at the Jordan 1 itself.
It's so bizarre. It's like the swoosh color. Then you have like this wolf gray. Then it's white here. Then you have the icy midsole. Then you have like the kind of cream colored tongue. It's so bizarre. It's like I said, I don't think it's lazy, but it's like they didn't even think this one through in terms of coloring.
I think it's more because obviously they know this is sell out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, definitely
Like
gonna sell
Dior and
out.
Jordan, like obviously.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Has Dior ever collaborated with Jordan? I don't think, or any Nike.
No, I
This is
don't think so.
this is the first time, right?
The Kim Jones effect.
Which is like this is so bad because but like my thing is like we keep going into collabs, but they're the Off-White Jordan 5 collab, right?
Yeah.
Right, 5. Okay,
I
yeah.
watched your video on that earlier today.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah,
oh, that's what I'm talking about. No,
yeah.
but my thing was like, okay, that's so cool because now we have something that's not that like hyped up. Like Jordan 5s aren't that hyped up. You know what I mean? That's super cool. Like that's a good thing. If they had done something like unique here instead of it just being Dior, you know, that could have been cool. They
Yeah,
could have
and the
collabed with some
Jordan
other
1
stuff.
that do you know how many Jordan 1s have released it?
No, I don't.
Like, bro,
Yeah.
the Union,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Those the fucking
the shattered backboards,
which were awful. Awful.
so many. Those like shiny ones, patent leather.
And when you're such a fan of something and it starts to go a little bit mainstream, like more mainstream, and you kind of want to keep it to yourself, that type of feeling. I got that type of feeling when I seen all the different Jordan 1s like that start. I was like,
Yes, way too much. I preferred it earlier because when I was like a sneakerhead, like really into sneakers,
right,
it was literally Threads, Royals, Shadows,
Chicago's,
shattered backboards, Chicago, and you're just like
right.
get every pair.
Mhm.
Like if you're a collector, you get all those pairs, and that's it.
I had
And now there's just like so many,
so
just,
much.
like obscured, like what?
It got
All
to the
these
point.
weird colors.
Got to the point where I had like 11 pairs of Jordan 1s. Like I whittled down my sneaker collection for more of like clothes and shit. But it was a point where I had like I remember I'm gonna try to list off. I don't know if I could really do it, but I'm gonna try to list off. I had Game Royals. I had Royals. I had Breads. I had Shadows. I had the metallics. I had the red metallics. I had the I can't remember else, but I had a ton of Jordan 1s. I just had mad Jordan 1s, and that was like the coolest shit. And then they started coming out with some shit that I didn't really agree with in terms of look wise. I'm like,
Yeah.
Sorry,
What
man.
pissed me off is like some shoes that some of my all-time favorites I
Mm-hmm.
sold because of my Jordan collection, and like I don't even have the Jordan collection anymore because I sold it because I just got tired of it.
Right.
Like I did the same thing you did. I used it to like get more clothes. But
Yeah,
like one of
yeah,
my
yeah.
favorite shoes I've ever owned is the Y3 Kazahai,
Mm.
and I'm so annoyed I got rid of that because they're so hard to find now.
Yeah, when you look back at what, like, I was looking at my old StockX account. I was like, "Fuck, I had this pair, I had this I had this shoes, I had," and I was looking from through my old emails for I was looking through my old Supreme emails for I don't remember what reason. I think I had to look up something, and I had there was so much shit that I had. It was ridiculous, and I didn't realize I had that much Supreme and Jordans. Like I had so much Supreme shit, so many Jordans. I was reselling at an alarming rate. Like if you check my StockX, there was a point in time where I was selling like things like hotcakes. It was 2 items a day. Like it was ridiculous. It's crazy.
Damn, this guy's earning money.
I'm serious. I was getting every single Yeezy. I was getting every single Jordan release. Everything. One thing that helped is that my friend had some kind of super bot. Like it was a ridiculous type of bot where he would get hundreds of carts for Yeezys, literally
Yeah,
hundreds.
damn.
And he was a cool dude. Shouts out to my boy. And he would just send me cards. Like I'll be asleep and he'll just or like I wouldn't even think to text him, and he'd be like, "Yo," I'm like, "Yo, what's going on?" He goes, I got a bunch of cards. I don't even have the money to." He had so many cards, he didn't even have the money to pay for all of them. So he would just give them away. Right? He would just give them away. He would just be like, "Yo, do you want some cards?" I'd be like, "Sure." He sent me like 5 or 6 of them, copped them all, sold them. Like it was crazy.
Damn.
It got to a point like that back in the day where I was just like doing crazy shit like that, like every single day.
Not gonna lie, I don't want to sound like one of those fashion purists, but I do miss like when things are a bit more exclusive. Like I remember the Yeezys
I
when they
feel
first
you.
came out. Bro, the like mystique of the Yeezys was at
Right?
an all-time high.
There was no like better feeling than like trying to
When you finally got it,
right.
it's like, yo, I've actually like
I
I
remember
have a pair.
I was starting before I worked at the sneaker store. I was an intern there for high school. Excuse me. And I had my top 3 Jordan 1s, and I had some Space Jams, and I traded those for the cream Yeezys. I think this was when they first came out, like the cream Yeezys just dropped. And I was the first nigga in school with them shits on, stunting on everyone. Like that shit was crazy. I'm telling you, first nigga stunting on everyone. I was like, yeah, what's up? 17 years old. I was flexing on everybody. That shit was so dope, my nigga.
Bro, the school I went to, that was not even possible. It was like 4 of us that were into fashion, and then the rest of the school didn't even know what we were doing.
I was
So,
in
like,
it was like me
yeah,
and my
we used to.
friend.
People would be like, "What the hell are you wearing?" It's funny because, like, I've unknowingly been ahead of the trends. Like, I remember when I was in school, I must have been like, what, 17?
Mm-hmm.
That was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
I was wearing McQueen sneakers.
Oh,
And,
for
like,
real?
people were like, bro, you gay, bro. Like, why are you wearing like sneakers with a platform,
Yeah,
bro? That's for
yeah,
girls. That's for girls. And then recently, like, literally, it became a trend. I was like, nah,
yeah.
no way,
Yeah.
no way.
It's
But it's
crazy.
cool because some of my friends who aren't into fashion, they're starting to see it because like they'll see stuff and be like, yo, you used to wear this, you used to wear this.
Right,
Like
right.
even Air Max 97. Like, you know how like normal streetwear guys used to wear silver bullets and stuff like that.
Right, right.
So obviously I've been wearing silver bullets for a long time, since I was
Mm-hmm.
like 16, 15. So now that the Air Max 97s are like in your Foot Lockers and everywhere.
Everywhere. It's crazy,
And then
right?
people are like, yo, you're wearing the 97. Yeah, like all these trends just get to you guys really late. Because streetwear and high fashion, most times it starts from like street culture or like streetwear.
It's so
Sometimes
insane.
high fashion.
Right.
And then it trickles down like 2, 3 years later.
It's gotten to the point where the Air Max 9 thing, that 97 thing got to such a crazy point. People didn't even know what the 97 was for. They didn't even know what that meant. You know what I mean? Like people were just like Air Max 97s. They just thought like that was the name. No, these are from 1997. Like
Yeah.
back in the day. Speaking of Air Max, you know what Air Max I hate that everyone loves? Oh shit.
Which one?
I fucking hate this shoe. Everyone loves this shoe. Everyone loves it. I'm the only person that fucking
Bro,
hates the Air Max
in
95s.
England, yeah, only roadmen wear those, and they wear the black ones.
The Air Max 95s are the ugliest Air Max ever. I hate the Air Max 95s. They're so gross. Like I don't understand how someone can like these. I don't get it.
Not gonna lie though, I saw them in the Comme des Garçons show, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, I might cop now.
Oh, you're
Not
insane.
gonna lie.
The
Like,
only
go Air Max, just go Air Max 95 Comme des Garçons. You'll see what I'm talking. Yeah, that was the show.
please, bro. I don't need
So
any Air
they
Max
had like
95s.
deconstructed ones.
Oh, what do you think about these? The Nike
The
Shock.
shocks.
That shit is cold. Those are
Yeah, yeah,
cold.
I like them.
Fire. Right in between the shocks. That's super dope to me. I don't care what anyone says. That's crazy.
And they're actually really different from like traditional shocks.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
really different. Like they changed the silhouette a bit.
I love how they give the black one the gold a little bit.
Bro, Comme des Garçons Nike clubs are always amazing.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
remember the Nike are evil though. Like every time Comme des Garçons spends time and money and effort making a collab with Nike, they just copy it after and make a cheap alternative.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like they had when they first made the Vapor Mac, it had laces.
yeah. Right.
And then when they collabed with Comme des Garçons, they came up with this whole laceless system, blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah. And then after that, they just released the exact same thing, but it didn't say Comme des Garçons. Like, how can you do them dirty
Yeah,
like that?
no. Nike doesn't give a fuck. They want that check. You know that.
Because like even after these shots, then Nike just released the same ones, but without like deconstruction and
Mm-hmm.
suede materials. I was like, come on.
Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous in terms of Nike. Nike don't give a fuck what they do. They have the stupidest. They do this thing. A lot of other brands do this, but not specifically Nike. Other brands do this, where they'll come out with like a new thing. Like the 97s we were just talking about. Like they come out with it or come out with it. And it's like, oh, it's super dope. They have a couple releases and whatnot, and they just beat it to the ground. Every single color of the rainbow and every single combination of colors, they do it. Any single like they'll just do it. Like, oh, let's put pink and purple with a little bit of red on the side. Like every single color you could think of, they have it for the 97s now, and they do that all the time with cool shoes. Like they'll just have a cool shoe and they'll just beat it to the ground. They did the same thing with the Ultra Boosts.
Yeah,
Remember
but
that?
no, Adidas messed up. Do you know? I remember how that happened. So what happened was everyone loved the 1.0s
Yeah.
because the shape was just so nice. Like if you go 1.0s,
Yeah.
yeah, like they look nice. And then what happened was Adidas made like the 2.0s, 3.0s, and they looked terrible.
Right.
So everyone was like, "You guys need to go back to the 1.0s, otherwise, like
We're
we're not
done.
gonna buy these shit." And Adidas didn't listen, and they kept wasting time. I don't know why.
Yeah, I
They
don't
just didn't
know.
listen to the customers. And then by the time they went back to the 1.0s, like re-released them, like no one cared.
Right,
Like
right.
the 10 had come out, and like Nike hype had gone up again.
What's it called? I have I think I still have my pair of Adidas Ultra Boosts. I haven't worn them in a while. They're so goddamn comfortable still. But the most comfortable shoe I've ever put on my feet was the Yeezys, the V2. That shit is so
Yeah.
comfortable. V50, V2. Obviously, if you don't, I'm pretty sure by everyone knows what these look like by now. But these are so goddamn. They're the most comfortable shoe I've ever put on my feet. These first, the Ultra Boost second. I,
Seriously, damn.
I'm telling you. Have you ever put a pair of these on?
No, I haven't.
Ask one of your boys. Ask a homie. Yo, let me try a pair of those on. Boom. You'll be like, whoa. These shits are crazy. Like they're crazy.
That's the thing. If like Boost material is so good, like it just takes Adidas to actually come up with a decent silhouette.
Right. They apply it in a cool way. They
But then the stuff they do so slept on. Like with Y3, they make new silhouettes every season.
Yeah.
It just like it's
yeah.
swept under the rug.
I don't know. It's weird. I think Nike is kind of like there was a point in time like obviously with the Ultra Boost where Adidas was like people were actually asking the question like is Adidas overtaking not necessarily like sales or whatever but like
Yeah.
such a hype. Like, is Adidas really taking over Nike? And then come a few years later, it's like
Like,
nah.
nah,
Nike still
bro.
got it on lock. Like, you can have your Adidas can have your little run, no pun intended. Have your little run for a second, but Nike's top dog. Top dog. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, niggas forgot about Adidas like overtaking dumb quick. I know that I remember there's one guy, my friend. He used to he's a hype beast, and he like knows it himself. Like, he don't even care. Like, he's like, yeah, I'm a hype beast. Like,
Yeah.
just whatever. It's just pretty funny. And he was like, literally all his shoes were Adidas. All his shoes were like Yeezys or anything like that. And then I forgot what, there was a specific Nike release that came out. It might have been the Off White one or something like that, where he doesn't have a single drop of Adidas things anymore. Everything he has is Nike now. Every single shoe he has is like a hype Nike now, which is like, it's just funny to me. Like, he just completely got rid of all his Adidas. Like, it's like all Nike.
Switched up.
I think like all my shit is like Nike for the most part. Like, in terms of sneakers,
To be fair, I think sneaker culture in like America compared to Europe, like two different.
oh yeah, for sure.
Like Jordans, people don't really care about Jordans that much here
No,
because
not at
people
all.
don't like really know about basketball for the first part.
Right.
So that whole Jordan thing, it doesn't really resonate. And then Nike obviously is an American brand. It's like Adidas is closer to here. So culturally, like
Adidas from
historically,
Germany,
the
right?
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So the stuff that people used to wear was more Adidas, like
Oriented.
Specials, if you know
Right.
what those
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
or what are those other shoes? Oh, I've forgotten the name, but yeah, those type of shoes are like what people used to wear. So if you see the well-respected sneaker collectors here, they collect, yes, the Nikes, but also stuff like
yeah.
Adidas, Saucony,
Yeah, Saucony.
Diodora, like those type of stuff.
I used to have a few pairs of Saucony. They were super comfortable. I forgot what model of Sauconys they were though. I can't even. It was such a long. It must have been the Grid 9000, I think. Was it? Yeah. It was Grid 9000s. Yeah. And they were super. These shoes were mad comfortable. Another thing that's mad comfortable is Asics. Asics had a
Oh
lot.
yeah, A6 is crazy.
I had such a big and diverse sneaker collection. But the only problem is I was getting to a point where I was just liking clothes way more. So in terms of the clothes, a lot of these shoes and stuff didn't fit. You know what I mean? Oh snap! What happened to your mic, bro? Hello?
I don't know. Wait, is it still working?
Yeah, it's still working.
Oh, okay,
Okay, you good? Okay, we're good. We're good. Don't worry, we're good. No,
yeah.
what was I gonna say? Yeah. So I was getting to a point where all these sneakers that I had, they never fit with the clothes that I wanted to wear, and I got rid of like all of them, like all my Jordans I got rid of, all of my like almost all my Jordans I got rid of, except for the ones. I kept the ones because you can make cool fits with that. Sauconys I got rid of, my Asics I got rid of. I got rid of my most of my Adidas shit. The only things I have now really, I got boots. Of course, you gotta have some boots. I have Converse. I have some Tyler the Creator sneakers. Why can't I think of the name? Golf LaFleur's, right? Some
Yeah.
Air Max 90s. I keep switching back. I keep looking between my monitor and looking back at my sneaker stuff. I have some Vans. I have this pair of Vans that if you're an Odd Future fan, the
Yeah.
Odd Future Vans, that like I remember when these first came out, I was like, oh, I gotta have them, and I have a pair. I don't know what the fucking wear with them. I don't know what can I wear with these. I don't know what I could wear with these, but I'm never gonna get rid of them because it's like, why bother getting rid of them? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things.
Bro, literally, you can't wear them
That's what I'm
unless you,
saying.
you dress like flipping Tyler and wear like green trousers with a yellow t-shirt.
I literally can't think of a single thing. First of all, most of my closet is black, like not intentionally. Like it's just like a lot of my closet is black or earthy kind of tones, and like I just don't know what I could wear with the shoe. This shit is so fucking crazy, it's so bananas. The light blue, the pink, the yellow. It's like okay. It's like maybe if I wear all black with it, but then like the silhouette doesn't work with the
Nah,
pants. Yeah, exactly.
that
Like,
I know people say like you can wear any black, but nah, not.
No, not these.
The colors, nah.
If you want to buy these off me for $400, like I'll sell them then. But like other than that, I have to hold on to them.
The Odd Future donuts.
Yes, bro.
Interesting.
Yes. And they had these before. Like that was like I think these came out like back in the day. Like it must have been when I was really young. It must have been like 2013 or something like that when I was really young.
I remember those ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know some people that had those.
Yeah, back that was crazy. I forgot what year these came out, but remember that? I don't know if they have a year on these, and it's not even loading. So okay, yeah. It doesn't have a year. Don't know what website this is, so I'm gonna get off of it. Uh, I need to find what to wear with these. That's my dilemma. I gotta find out what to wear, and until
Bro,
that day
I
comes,
can't even help you there.
right?
What?
What?
Those are just.
What if I wear
I
a
told you,
blue shirt?
Flower Boy vibes.
Mm.
Yellow T-shirt, green trousers. You just
Have you been
to go all
seeing?
out.
Have you been seeing like Tyler's stuff? What do you think of his stuff?
What, his clothes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I saw his collab with Lacoste, and that was really good.
There was a collab with Lacoste.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. His clothes is like it's gotten to like a point where it's like actually like really cool shit. Well, okay, maybe not on this website. It's kind of boring, but like
Yeah.
other shit is
Like
pretty
search Golf Wang Lacoste.
cool. Okay.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay, let's just go to images. Oh shit. Is that it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
I fuck
cool.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Like, look at that varsity jacket, the one with the Lacoste, the crocodile one. That one's really dope.
That's pretty dope. That's dope. Nah, I fuck with that. That's crazy. When did this come out? How did I not see this?
A while ago, it was like
Oh.
in the summer.
Maybe I did see this and I just don't remember. Yeah, July 9th.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, Tyler's become like an actual designer now. It's pretty crazy. Cause I remember back in the day, I'm a huge fan of him. I used to be a fan of him for like ever since like his first album came out. And I remember like he would sometimes come out with just T-shirts and shit. It's crazy. Like he went from that to like actually making clothes, like actually legitimate clothes and whatnot. It's dope.
The thing is, if you have money, like, the barriers to most designers don't exist to you. So, like, you could easily, well, if you actually put your mind to it, become, like, a decent designer.
Right.
You could pay for probably someone, like a machinist or someone, to come and teach you everything.
That's pretty. That's
Like, come to your house.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
then you don't, one of the biggest barriers to, like, fashion is people don't practice as much as they should, because practice means you have to buy fabric.
Right, and that costs money. Mm-hmm.
So, like, unless you have money like that to just be like messing about with fabric.
That's kind of what we were talking about earlier about like actually getting into the type of that type of programming or whatever. Like, not specific program, but you know what I mean. Like trying to get into that field, because it's kind of difficult to actually put in the time and effort. And a lot of the effort is bringing up the money. Like if you're young and you're really trying to get into this stuff, what kind of money can you realistically put up to actually design your own stuff, you know?
I know, it's crazy.
It's a little
and
bit...
that's why I'm like critical of people, but I also do understand.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's still difficult, even if it's a really basic collection. Like,
yeah.
To produce that must have been really difficult. Like the amount of samples.
Right. I don't fuck with lazy.
How much money was spent.
I don't fuck with lazy designs though.
Yeah, 100%.
There's so much shit on Instagram where it's like some dude, like the sneaker things I was talking about, where they put like a Louis Vuitton print, and then if you say it's terrible, then you're the asshole because this is their creation and they took effort. And I don't give a fuck if they put effort into it. You can put effort into anything. It doesn't mean it's good. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You can put effort into some bullshit and it comes out bad. It's still bad. Just because you put in the effort doesn't mean I have to give you some type of reward because you put in effort. You put in effort for lots of things. So you know, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? All right, man. Appreciate you joining me on this podcast. Talking about con today. So, do you have anything coming up or any cool videos that are coming out in a little bit?
Not really. I'm like going to Nigeria in a few days.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah, I'm trying to make content there.
For the holidays, or?
Yeah, just like the fashion scene down there. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
if I go to any fashion shows down there, whatever,
I'm going to Georgia in a few days, so that's pretty cool.
that's dope.
That's about it. Atlanta's dope. I'm telling you, Atlanta's fucking cool.
Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta's fucking dope, bro. I love Atlanta. And they had this thing over there called Waffle House. You don't even know about that. If I start talking about that, we'll be here all day. But thank you all for watching, and you know, have a good day. Peace out.